Welcome back to the LackLuster channel.
And you heard him say that he was going to kill everybody in the neighborhood?
Yes, I even have on video, send the police, I'll get them too.
I don't have a gun! I don't have a gun! I didn't have a gun!
Cherokee police, am I here? Announce yourself!
I have no gun!
God damn it. Bro. Hey, camera.
Welcome back to the LackLuster channel. If you've been following cop watching or auditing channels for a while, you'll be familiar with today's story. We got our first glimpse of the incident back in 2023, and I remember from back then it was really difficult to get information about the incident, but now it's all come to light, and it's a doozy. So here we go. At around 11 p.m. on December 12th in 2022, the Cherokee County 911 Center received an emergency call.
What's the address of the emergency?
1790. It's right next door to 1810.
And that's Upper Bear Paw, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
Okay, my neighbor is about an hour ago started shooting off fireworks, screaming, yelling, he's going to kill the whole neighborhood, yada, yada, yada. He's discharging a firearm. I've been videoing all of this, but I was just going to let it go. But I just heard his wife screaming, stop it, and then a bunch of shots went off, and now I can't hear her over there at all.
And you heard him say that he was going to kill everybody in the neighborhood?
Yes, I even have on video, send the police, I'll get them too.
Okay. I'm just writing all this down. Hold on 1 second.
And he does have a scanner. One of the deputies on duty said to tell y'all to send it over digital so that he doesn't hear it.
Okay. And he said send the cops, he'll get them too.
Mm-hmm.
What was his wife screaming? Did you hear?
She was screaming, stop it, and I do have that on video. They've been over there screaming and yelling and fighting for the last 45 minutes. He's revving his motorcycle, but as soon as I heard those shots go off, he cut the music almost off. But I don't hear her over there anymore at all.
What's his name, do you know?
What's his name, hon? Jason something. We keep our distance.
Okay. How many shots have you heard?
All together tonight, at least 10. But there's been fireworks and motorcycle and everything else all in between.
Can I give you an email to send those videos to so I can get them to the officers?
I've already sent them to Erickson and Daniels, so they both have them.
Okay, you have, okay. All right, well, that's who we do have Erickson en route as well, so.
I'm going to step back outside and continue videoing. I'd already texted them before I called it in because I didn't want him to hear it over the scanner.
Okay. I'll have the officers en route there, and I'll have them give you a call as well. And if you hear anything else, you just call us right back, okay?
I sure will. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
The claim that the video evidence was sent to deputies was false, and without having corroborated the 911 call, deputies arrived at the address at around 11:17. The first 3 deputies to arrive patrolled the yard with rifles, but see no signs of any ongoing or past criminal activity. The lights inside are off, and the blinds are pulled down. The deputies have no idea if the occupants are even home. Inside the RV, Jason and his wife Allie are sound asleep, and over the next 5.5 hours, they don't even realize that anyone has been trespassing on their property. Outside, the deputies begin discussing baseless stories of kidnapping, based on the information that they received through a bad game of telephone. The neighbors had called 911. The dispatchers relayed that information to the deputies, and after loitering on Jason's property and finding nothing, they relayed their fabricated stories of a hostage situation to Sheriff Dustin Smith. It's at this point that Sheriff Smith relays that fifth-hand information to the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indian Police's SWAT team. Now, body cam footage for the nearly 20 deputies and officers that converged on the scene that night exists. But in North Carolina, a judge's order is required to release the footage to the public. The release of the body cam footage was ultimately denied, but depositions and other records show that despite their heavy presence on scene of 2 sleeping adults, their internal communications confirm that the officers had no idea or evidence if there was a hostage situation, if there was a barricaded subject, or if anybody was even inside. Now, after being on scene for over 2 hours, a deputy finally walked over to the neighbor who called 911 to ask to view the footage that she had reported to the dispatch.
And you heard him say that he was going to kill everybody in the neighborhood?
Yes, I even have on video, send the police, I'll get them too.
But none of that footage was made public either. Reports indicate that nothing recorded by the neighbor supports her allegations. And although the siege on the home was unlawful up to this point, they've now confirmed that they have absolutely no reason to be there. So of course, they plan to enter the home. Lieutenant Teasdale calls a magistrate at 2:14 a.m. and presents the now disproved allegations to a magistrate. He swears under oath that his story is truthful, but he's never spoken to the neighbor and he hasn't seen the videos. In fact, Lieutenant Teasdale hadn't even been on scene at that point. But despite him now passing sixth-hand information to a magistrate, his lies were able to convince them to issue a warrant to search the home. At around 4 a.m., Sheriff Smith and Lieutenant Teasdale arrived on scene with the SWAT team in an armored vehicle. And shortly after their arrival, without knocking or announcing their presence, the SWAT team breaks a window of Jason and Allie's home and drops a robot drone inside. So if you've ever played the game Rainbow Six Siege, you'll be familiar with the drone. It's a compact, low-profile remote control car with 2 wheels and a stabilizing bar on the back. It's equipped with camera and lights to be used for scouting an area before making entry. Now, outside, the drone is live streaming real-time footage back to the drone operator so the SWAT team can see that Allie is not only alive and unharmed, but she's sleeping in the same bed as Jason, her alleged kidnapper. In fact, in the video you can tell she's sleeping peacefully until the drone wakes her up.
Wait. What's going on?
Hello?
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 What is going on?
Jason, step outside and talk to him. The fuck is that fucking thing?
I don't know. What's he say?
Come outside, Jason. Step outside the door onto the deck and show us your hand.
What is going on?
What the fuck? Jason, we just want to talk to you. Come outside.
Yeah, what?
At this point, the drone operator is aware that Jason doesn't have a weapon, that he's holding the drone as he exits the door of the RV, and as he opens the door and he puts his hands up, he actually throws the drone to the ground, so his hands are empty, and the drone can be seen here in the video, before the operator drives it back to the command post.
Come outside.
Yeah, what?
Show us your hand.
What did you?
I'm shot! I'm shot!
What the hell?
I'm shot!
He's shot! What the hell did you do?
Oh, fuck! I'm dead! I'm shot! I'm shot!
He's shot! He's shot!
No!
He's shot!
No!
He can't! He's shot!
I'm shot!
He's disabled! He's shot!
I'm shot! Come here, man!
I can't even! There's a he can't!
Show us your hand!
There!
I don't have a gun! I don't have a gun! I didn't have a gun! I didn't have a gun!
Got it clear.
I didn't have a gun! I didn't have one!
I got you on
I had to
Cherokee police right here now, yourself! Cherokee police, am I here now, yourself?
Please, you have your vest.
We're on, yes, they're on their way.
You shot me right.
Where are you here at?
Take my chest.
Okay, the ambulance is on its way.
I have no gun.
Hey, master, hold on. Hey, start working on him. God damn it. Hey, start working on him now. Work it. Work it. Why did you shoot me? Don't check, but make sure there's no firearms around. Fire on to the ground on me. Shoot me right here. Where's the robot at? I had your camera in my hand. Where's the robot? Right here, behind us. Take the ground thing now. Well, when you come out with it in your hands, I'm like, we all saw it. Hey, all we got is there were shots fired during this house. I couldn't see the camera. We got one in the Ferguson building at orange. Let's do it safe just to make sure. I love you. I'll leave that right there. Leave it. Hey, did you shoot? Yeah. Stand by right here, okay?
Hey, I go back towards the drone camera, man. Listen to a second shoot. Fuck. Bro, fuck.
Hey, camera.
After the shooting, Jason is arrested and taken to the hospital, where he went into immediate trauma surgery, as the gunshots to his knee and stomach had lacerated his liver, cut through his stomach, and nicked his heart. And despite the claim that Allie was a hostage, she was also arrested and held for hours without word of Jason's condition. After searching the home and the property, the SWAT team finds nothing to excuse their unprovoked, illegal use of deadly force. No chains, no whips, no nothing. But that doesn't stop the Cherokee County Sheriff's Office from posting on Facebook that they were dispatched to a disturbance where several gunshots had been fired. They claim that the suspected shooter engaged in a verbal altercation with officers and emerged from the camper and confronted them. And the very next day, during the sheriff's press release, he lied by claiming that he wasn't present on the scene and that he had only obtained information after the fact from the SWAT team. Now, a couple days go by and two of the deputies who were on scene that night provided false information to the magistrate again to obtain warrants to arrest Jason, and he was charged with communicating threats and resist obstruct delay. Now, though Jason's video showed that the SWAT team was terrified about the presence of the camera inside the RV,
Fuck. Bro, fuck.
Hey, camera.
he held on to the video for over a month after the incident. And this was kind of a smart move, because they didn't know whether or not it actually recorded video, and when he finally posted it a month later, in January of 2023, the video went viral.
The man who was shot survived and has posted the video you just saw. Now, we do not know if it has been edited or not. News 13's Charles Perez reports that video is raising questions about how the SWAT team responded.
According to the Cherokee County Sheriff's Office, quote, the suspected shooter engaged in a verbal altercation with officers and emerged from a camper trailer and confronted officers. But the video may show a different series of events that have set off a storm of controversy about what really might have happened. The SBI has opened an investigation into the shooting, and Mr. Klopfer will have his day in court on March 9th, where he'll likely be responding to the 911 call that triggered the police response.
How many shots have you heard?
Altogether tonight, at least 10.
This prompted Sheriff Dustin Smith to hold a second press release, where he admitted that the initial information given in his first one was false and defamatory, and it was all made up stories about Jason. But the charges weren't dropped. Instead, 6 weeks later, after he served subpoenas seeking information about the cover-up, they finally dismissed his charges. In June of 2023, 6 months after the incident, Jason and Ali filed their lawsuit.
A man shot by a SWAT team in Cherokee County files a civil complaint against the county sheriff's office and several officials. Last December, a surveillance camera inside a man's mobile home shows him being shot several times by members of the Cherokee Indian Police Department SWAT team. The man who was shot survived, and charges against him were later dropped. The complaint includes claims of civil rights violations, excessive use of force, trespassing, and gross negligence by authorities.
But it took a year and a half after the lawsuit was filed before Special Prosecutor Lance Sigmund decided not to press charges criminally against any of the officers involved.
This happened back in 2022, but a special prosecutor recently decided these officers will
not face criminal charges. This after a ruling by a special prosecutor.
Now the only recourse that he is left with is the civil justice system.
Thanks, Lance. You had one fucking job. But maybe that's why Lance got the job in the first place. Who knows, right? In May of 2025, 2.5 years after the officers shot Jason, they finally reached a settlement through the courts for $10 million. $5 million from the sheriff and $5 million from the SWAT team. And here's why I think maybe this Lance Sigmund guy was in the mix. Who knows? In early January of 2026, just last month, 3 years after the shooting, District Attorney Ashley Hornsby Welch sent a letter to Sheriff Dustin Smith stating that she had reviewed the discovery information relating to the shooting and that she demanded his resignation.
Sheriff in Cherokee County expected to resign days after the district attorney formally asked him to step aside.
DA Ashley Welch did not hold back on a letter sent to Sheriff Dustin Smith last Wednesday. She describes years of negligence and complaints and misconduct resulting in the loss of trust from her office and the people in Cherokee County.
The only issue I find with the DA's letter asking Smith to resign is that it also appears to be a warning to him that if he didn't resign, a petition to remove him from his position would begin. And essentially, if he resigns, all of his secrets remain secrets. But if he is petitioned for removal, all of those secrets become public record.
She warned him resignation would prevent a removal petition, and that would prevent evidence from entering into the public record as well. Smith is now the third sheriff in Western North Carolina to leave office or face removal. DA Welch called for the removal of Sheriff Curtis Cochran in Swain County after he faced several charges, including sexual battery. That was in mid-2025. Then within the last week, the courts suspended Graham County Sheriff Brad Hoxett from office. DA Welch claims Hoxett misused his power for personal gain.
I don't know, but I don't think that was her intent. Now, Sheriff Smith finally resigned just days prior to me releasing this video.
Cherokee County is without a sheriff tonight following a scathing letter from a district attorney.
Dustin Smith announced on Facebook that Friday would be his last day. This comes days after Smith got a letter from District Attorney Ashley Welch. That letter says Smith showed habitual negligence and makes specific references to several cases. One, DA Welch writes, left her gravely concerned.
Years of alleged negligence, complaints of misconduct, and a loss of public trust. She also brings up the shooting of an unarmed man back in 2022.
It shakes your faith in the system when law enforcement officers who are sworn to uphold peace and law and protect citizens show up at your house for no reason, mill about in the front yard for hours. When they walked outside just as instructed with their hands out, up over their heads, they got shot.
DA Welch's letter asking Smith to resign says she has gotten complaints about his negligence for 3 years.
Outside of the taxpayers being thoroughly punished for the officers' crimes and Smith being allowed to just go home, no other law enforcement officials were charged, disciplined, or reprimanded for their lies, trespassing, loitering, attempted murder, or anything else they did to Jason and Allison. And that is pretty much par for the course. Now you know everything I know. I'm sure there's some stuff I don't know, but maybe someday that body cam footage will be released, maybe not. If it is, I'll be sure to let you know. But in the meantime, let me know what you think of this insanity, and I'll see you in the next one.